Board of Commissioners special meeting, and we'll call it to order. 6 o'clock?
Yes, it's 6.
Okay. Mr. Darrell, would you lead us in our pledge, please?
Yes. Please join me as we honor our great flag and our great nation. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you join me in a word of prayer this evening? Father, we come to you and we thank you for your grace and your mercy, Lord. There's decisions that have to be made, and we ask, Lord, that you have those, help us with those decisions. We thank you for the men that have stepped up to put their name on the line and to stand up for our way of life and our country and our state and our county. And Lord, we just ask that you be in the midst of all of our decisions. We thank you for your son, Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
I want to welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. And Cindy, we have a quorum, right? Okay, thank you. Sorry. Thank you, Bill. Bill keeps me in line. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And thank you for taking time this evening to come and speak to us here tonight. I'm going to
Announce it.
do what?
You want me to announce the agenda?
Yeah, you can if
Okay.
you want to. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 1, the only agenda item we have tonight is to accept a request for nomination to Senate seat number 27 vacated by Stuart Engel. We will have time for communications from those persons who are seeking the nomination. No formal action will be taken by the commission. I have it set up for you to vote at the next regular commission meeting on the 16th at 9 a.m. In front of you, there's a packet with the people requesting to be considered in the order in which they were received. And in addition to that, I didn't pass it out to everyone, but Mr. Marker also provided his voter information card. So if you want a copy of that, I've got it as well. But anyway, that's all we have, and anything I can do to help?
Thank you, Bill. As everyone knows, today's an election, and Cindy, our clerk, is in here with us taking notes, and we need to kind of expedite this as much as we can to help her. So we'd like for each one that gets up and speaks, now at least 5 minutes with some grace. I mean, we understand that you might need to talk just a little long night, but hold it as short as you can. And then if we'll hold it for, if there's questions, if someone has a question, you can answer those. So I'm going to do this as everybody come in, as their letters came in order. And Mr. Nybert, you were first one. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Commission, for having this special meeting tonight to consider the important work of filling a seat, not just a seat, but a seat of a long-time standing senator who has recently resigned. As you all know, I would like to have my name brought up for consideration, nomination to the governor for appointment to that seat. I believe that you all know the work that I have engaged in, not only on this commission, but my work as a legislator. I believe you know my advocacy for issues that have affected this area. And I believe that you all know my effectiveness as a legislator. Each of you, or at least most of you, have been up to Santa Fe a time or two to see us during the legislative session and have observed my abilities and what I bring to the table. So I don't need to belabor the things that are in the packet that I sent. I've been recognized by the former Association of Counties, and I can't remember what you call it now, but for my work primarily on issues that affect counties up there. And it was indeed an honor to accept that award a few years ago. I believe I'll take that experience, the knowledge, the relationships that I've built into a smaller arena, an arena of 42 members. I believe I can be a more effective voice in an arena of 42 than I was in an arena of 70. And I think that's important. I have the support of the local legislators and the local House members in this area, and certainly cherish the relationships I have with them and the support that they're giving me in this endeavor. As you stated, Mr. Chairman, I know Cindy has some work that she's obligated to do tonight, being Election Day, and so I'm not going to go into a lot of those details that are provided in my resume and in the write-up I provided, but I will stand for any questions that you all have, and would be happy to answer them now or at the end, whatever your pleasure is, sir.
Thank you, Representative Nybert. Does anyone have any questions for Representative Nybert? Everybody good? Thank you very much. Thank you. Next is Mr. Glenn, Travis Glenn. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Commissioners, for calling this special meeting tonight. My name is Travis Glenn. I've lived in District 27 all my life. My parents were living in Elida when I was born, and 1 year later, we moved to Tatum, and I've been there since 1965. I have raised my kids in Tatum. I have 3 kids, and we grew up there in Tatum. I have been on the Tatum School Board since 1994. I've been able to see how our bureaucrats in Santa Fe has elbowed mom and dad out of having a solid say in the curriculum that our kids are being taught. And I've witnessed that firsthand in COVID when I saw the PED, the Public Education Department, and the Department of Health ridicule parents for believing that they should have a say in how their kids were, whether they wore masks or the different things that we had to go through in COVID. And that really motivated me to want to get where I could influence that more. I know I've been on the school board for 30 years nearly, and there's a limited amount that you can do. And if you get up there in Santa Fe, you can hold the bureaucrats accountable more so. One of the things that we run into here in southern New Mexico is our values are different than those in northern New Mexico. And we have to work with those that have more votes than we do and be able to convince them that they need to vote their values. I believe that today's Democratic Party has veered so far to the left that they've left a lot of those solid Democrats behind, and I believe I can work with them to bring them to our side of the aisle. I've worked with them. I am currently on the board at New Mexico Junior College, and so I've had to work with people on both sides of the aisle to either create policies that are beneficial or block policies that are not. And I've also currently am on the Lee County, on the board of directors at Lee County Electric. I am aware of the energy issues that we have, not only statewide, but nationwide as well. And I don't like a lot of the policies that are coming down from the governor right now. The car mandate that she is coming up with to eliminate 85% of the gas-powered vehicles being sold in New Mexico. That's something we cannot survive. We don't have the electricity to power these cars. We don't have the infrastructure to take care of them. And so those are just a few of the issues that I can attest to firsthand. So I don't want to take up much of your time, but I know most of y'all do not know me or aren't familiar with me, so I will stand for any questions that you have.
Thank you, Mr. Glenn. Does anyone have any questions? Seeing none, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Pat Boone.
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, guests, and fellow candidates for this position, I appreciate very much getting the opportunity to come before you tonight and talk about my wish to be considered for this post. I'm a public servant of 45 years pretty well, and I thought I was done. I thought when I got through with my executive board responsibilities on New Mexico cattle growers, I thought I was done. I thought I was going to sit back and relax, but here on the pretty much eve of my 70th birthday, I decided I wasn't done yet. God just had something in my heart that wouldn't let go. And Stuart Engel is a man that I greatly admire. I have for many years. He and I have been friends for many, many, many years. And I've told him, and I've told lots of other people, that he was a man that every time I went needing some representation, I always knew that I was fairly and very well represented by Stuart Engel in the legislature of the state of New Mexico. So I have an interest there to try to continue the work that Stuart has done, and I have no axes to grind. I have no specific goals in mind. I just want to get up there and have the issues brought before me and do the best work I can with what's presented to me. I do have some experience in the legislative process by having served up there with cattle growers and lobbied. I was on the electric board for many years. I lobbied up there for NMRECA and for Extension, Roosevelt County Extension. I've just been up there for quite a mixture of different things, and so I kind of know the ropes a little bit. But I just want you all to know that I just want the opportunity to serve. I just want to be able to do the work that I feel like God has put before me, and I just want to serve my family. My family is everything to me, and my family has been here for a long time. There's several Boones and a bunch of Littlefields buried out here at South Park. My great-grandfather, Pat Boone, who was the first one in my family to be named that, he's buried out there, and he was very active here in Roswell. He had a meat market here in town. He had a little ranch out north of town. He was instrumental in putting together and developing and building the concrete irrigation ditches here in town. And I just have a lot of roots here, and I have a great desire to continue to be able to serve and do the very best job that I can. And I'm going to be like the other fellows and say I don't want to take more of your time, because I know time is of the essence here, but I will stand for any questions that any of you might have.
Thank you, Mr. Boone. Anyone have any questions? Comments? Thank you.
Thank you all.
Okay, Mr. Larry Marker.
I appreciate you guys having me here today. Thanks for calling this special meeting, and thanks for giving me this opportunity to throw my hat in the ring for this position. Stuart Engel's resignation, like he did, actually presents us with a unique opportunity. These are unique times. These are strange times we're living in. We can all agree to that. Several years ago, I had decided I was going to just get completely out of the spotlight. I just wanted to drive around, pump my crappy little oil wells and be left alone. My goal in life was to be left alone. Unfortunately, the state of New Mexico had different plans on that, and they decided they couldn't leave me alone. So I am a little bit combative. I am a little bit passionate about what I believe in, about what I do. The advantage and what makes me unique among all of the men that have put in for this position, I agree, they're all good men. There's no doubt in my mind these are good men. What's going to separate me from these men is we do have a 30-day session coming up. There's 42 senators, and we got one position that we're making a decision on tonight, Senate District 27. The advantage that you're going to have if you throw my hat in the ring is I've already developed relationships all over the state of New Mexico, and right now we're currently working on several grassroots projects. I can carry the influence from being a seated senator all over the state of New Mexico. So this corner of the state, or this little Senate district, the next year will have influence all over the state like we've never had before. I'm not a braggadocious man, and I'm not good at blowing my own horn. I'm typically pretty humble, and like I said, I wanted to be left alone. Unfortunately, we're not in a time where I can be left alone, or most of us can't. They're going to get guys like me, then they're going to come after people like you. I hate to be combative. I hate to be constantly the rebel standing out there blowing the horn or leading the way or whatever. That happens to be where we're at in life right now. Like I said, I believe I'm the most unique individual that is put in for this. We can get more out of this position if you submit my name, and if by some miracle the governor were to actually pick my name, which is going to, I'll be honest with you, that's going to be a challenge all by itself. I mean, we can all agree with that. Actually seeing my name will probably infuriate her, which would actually be a benefit. Anyway, I'm not going to take any more of your time. I could stand up here for 4 or 5 hours, but I will tell you we can get more good out of this position. Yes, we have a 30-day session coming up. I do fully intend on running for this position in the 2024 election. I've already started gathering my nominating signatures. But if I can get a year head start, I believe I can get a lot of good out of this position as we move forward with the connections that I've made all over the state with the various grassroots organizations that are now fully engaged in the political process in the state of New Mexico. We've never seen what's happening. We've never seen in New Mexico what's happening on the conservative side as we are right now. We've got people all over the state of New Mexico. They're on fire and they're pumped. And I believe we could add to that. We could add to the legitimacy of all of the projects that I'm working on and spearheading some of them if I were a seated senator when I'm in different counties proposing this stuff. I appreciate your time and thank you. And Cindy, we appreciate your work.
Thank you, Mr. Marker.
Question? Does anyone have any questions?
Does anybody have any questions?
I'm going to offer that.
Okay.
And might ask if there's any other people that didn't send anything.
Is there anyone else in the audience that has deemed to throw their hat in the ring that wants to stand up? You got to sit down back there in the corner. We got a job for you. Okay, seeing none. As our normal commission meetings, we always have unscheduled communications, and it's limited to 3 minutes per visitor and shall not exceed 15 minutes of the meeting, and there will be no formal action taken. So if someone wants to step up and speak tonight, raise your hand and I'll call on you, and please give your name and your address. Ms. Ezell, Representative Ezell.
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, thank you very much for allowing me to speak. I was limping because I've been on the working end of a shovel all day long today, so I'm a little bit tired. Mr. Chairman, members, we heard some comments from 4 very good men today. It's going to be a tough decision. The governor made a decision not too awful long ago, and it was her choosing. I think a united front is the way we need to go here. I'm not telling you how to vote. You have to vote your conscience. But personally, I have seen one candidate that has done nothing but good for the entire state. He stands strong. He has represented the state as a whole, just like I have, because whenever we make a final decision, it is what is in the best interest of all of New Mexico. That is where we have to go. I'm sorry, I did not introduce myself. I am Candy Spence Ezell. I am a rancher. My address is 8501 North Spence Road, Lake Arthur, New Mexico, and I have lived in this county my whole life. That's one non-paying job I have. The other one is in the legislature. We do have a 30-day session coming up now, and it's going to be fast and furious, and you have to have everything ready to go. You have to be prepared for whatever they're going to throw at you, and that includes getting legislation rolling before the session even starts. And we have one candidate that is always prepared. I think that y'all need to keep that in mind because it's going to be a rough and tumble session, as y'all know. This is the area of the state that funds the state, with oil and gas being number one and agriculture being number two. Folks, we need to go in there prepared. We need to have somebody that will stand strong, and I hope y'all can make this tough decision. Thank you for allowing me the time to speak.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for correcting your name and your address. I was going to have to call you on that. Not very many times you catch her in a bind. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am. Please, your name and address.
I'll start out with that. I'm Bonnie Brainerd. I'm at 1012 North Lee, Roswell, New Mexico. I'm also I'm a Roswell lifer. I'm here tonight. First off, I hope Stuart Ingle is well when he was retiring, because he said earlier that he was going to run for re-election. That came out in the paper, so I'm just hoping he's well. I'm very glad to see we have some great candidates running for this. What I'm here to say is everything in this county, everything in this state, everything in this country is out of whack. There are things, the he, she, her, I'm this today, I'm that tomorrow is crazy. To top it off, in this state, we have an out-of-control governor. I don't even hear people talking about that. The 3 months now she has instigated that suspension of our Second Amendment rights. That's crazy. And that is why I'm here to tell you, I think we need to send someone up there who is a fighter. He does irritate people. He is combative, whether he believes he is or not. But he fights. And he also builds a network. When he said that he has a network in all 33 counties, you guys, I got to tell you, we're going to get those bills on that November election, because we've got the signatures. And I know Mr. Taylor has signed all 6. I was there when he did it, and I'm hoping everybody else did. But he has a network in this whole state, and I know you've been emailed by people in our network, because we're a network. So I'm here to ask you to send a true fighter to the state. Granted, I think all 4 candidates are strong, and it's very impressive. But it's time to combat our governor. It's time to just take a stand. We can't keep doing what we're doing. We're losing. So please consider someone that does truly have a network in all 33 counties, and we're strong. We got our signatures. Nobody ever thought we'd do that, ever. That's how strong we are, guys. So consider that. Thank you.
Thank you. One in the back. Okay, there you go. Glad I got all these eyes up here. I couldn't see her back there.
How do you gather cattle?
I'm not telling you. Fast.
Good evening,
Yes, ma'am.
gentlemen, and Dara,
Please.
Dana.
Name and address, please.
My name is Margaret Rodriguez, and with Bonnie getting up, it gave me the courage to get up. I have been wanting for a long time to be publicly say good things about Larry Marker. I have supported other of our candidates over the years. I have respect for them. They do their job. They help us in their way. But as Bonnie said, it looks like we need a little bit of a different way. Sitting up and at meetings and being very informative on the law and the land issues and all of those things is all very good. But there are real people out here, people who deal with life. I am a substitute teacher in the schools, and I see what's happening to our children with this transgender nonsense that has crept in, whether you like it or not, it is in our schools. And as most of you know, my main ministry, I guess, if you call it, has been trying to get respect for life from the time God has created a child in the womb. And all the years I've been here, 49 years, Larry is the first person, the first man who has really stood up, got in the ditch, worked amongst all types of people, trying to educate and do what he can to let people know what's going on. I have been he is my hero now, he truly is, because there's somebody out there with a voice and courage and a deep faith who works constantly. And I know he knows so much about the law. If any of us have any questions, we go to Larry with legal situations. He is a very learned man, self-taught, and I think that's a feather in everybody's cap when you can teach yourself to be that informed. So thank you for listening to me, and hopefully you will really consider very carefully before you get behind whoever you're going to support. They're all good people. I've got nothing against any of them. So thank you. God bless.
Thank you. Anyone else? Is anyone on Facebook? No. It's all good. You're hiding over there. Okay. Does anyone have any comments or questions? Bill, do you have any comments?
I just want to say thanks to everyone who supplied their letter requesting to be considered for nomination. Thank you for your resumes. I want to point out that several of our counties have been working together to coordinate this so that it allows each of you to go to the other counties and speak with them. That's why we're holding our meeting where you can speak tonight, but the vote will actually take place at our regular commission meeting next Thursday, so that you can go to Lee County and actually present to them, and they will do their vote on the same day. Roosevelt County and Curry County are doing theirs. They're staggering it on their agenda, so you can attend one meeting early and speak, and then rush down to the other meeting and attend that meeting later in the agenda. So all the counties have worked pretty hard to try to make sure that everyone gets an opportunity to speak to the various commissions. And that's all that I have. Thank you guys for holding this special meeting tonight.
Thank you, Bill. Commissioner Perry, you have any words of wisdom?
If I do, I forgot them. Thank you all for attending. It was very nice to meet you. Spoke with some of you publicly. I've met some of you at the Roundhouse before. It's a pleasure again to be reacquainted with some old faces and see some good statements and some good topics. I really appreciate you showing up. Thank you all for speaking on some of the candidates' behalf.
Thank you. Commissioner Taylor.
I'd like to thank all the four gentlemen for appearing tonight and speaking to us. It's a pleasure to meet those that I had not met before, and I'm sure the commission, we're going to take this into deep consideration and look over all of your resumes and make our decision here later this month. Again, thank you all for coming tonight, and a reminder, if you haven't voted, you got a half hour yet to go down the hall and vote. Right, Cindy?
Thank you. Commissioner Dana.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to thank you and for holding this special commission meeting, and thank you to the gentlemen who are stepped up. I've been at home many nights before filing date trying to get people to run for office. I think Greg has too. I think Candy has too. We've been begging people to run for many years, and it's so nice to see people step up and say, I want to do this. As Candy and Greg now being in Santa Fe, it's beating your head against the wall. So I really appreciate you stepping up to the plate and saying, I want to do it. So I appreciate it. And like I said, Commissioner Taylor said, we will take everything into consideration, and we will see you on November 16th, I guess. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Commissioner Ezell.
Well, I want to thank everybody for showing the interest and making their presentations tonight. This is weird for me because the constituents of a district are supposed to pick their representatives and senators. And with resignations, we have a procedure under the Constitution. I understand it. It doesn't occur very often, unfortunately, sometimes in the case of a death. But I want you all to know that the five of us take this very seriously because we are basically in the position of the voting public. And we do not take that lightly. And with our governor, there's no telling what will happen. But I just want you each to know that we are not taking this lightly. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Commissioner Ezell. I don't know that I can expound any more than my fellow commissioners have, but it's a privilege to sit in a room with individuals that are willing to step up and are currently serving as elected officials and are seeking an elected position or appointed position. There's a huge responsibility as a citizen of Chaves County, and a citizen of this state, and a citizen of these United States. And we're all stepping up to the plate because we know how tough it is. And no one in this room is taking anything lightly at all. And we all have issues that we want to alleviate and things that we won't do, but we all have to work together. And as my fellow commissioners have commented, we will not take this lightly. This is a burden that has been put on us constitutionally. This is the second time that we've had to do this in the last few months. New ground for all of us. But I'm glad we're here, and I'm glad to have these people in the room and these fellow commissioners here because everyone here is serious about their job. Once again, thank you, all of you men, for being here and stepping up to the plate. And with that, we will adjourn. Bill, give me a hit.
Yeah. Somebody stole it.
Somebody stole my
Somebody
gavel.
stole it.
I got a martillo in the pickup.
I got a hammer out there in the pickup.